Lisa, how do you see this video? He says he's there acting as a medic, but then again, he's 17 years old carrying an AR-15. He wasn't allowed to have that weapon under Wisconsin state statute. So how do you view the video through the lens of a former law enforcement officer?
For me, it's a no-brainer that he would be charged for that unlawful possession, no question about it. And also the person who supplied it to him, those are adequate charges. But we need to see everything else unfold regarding what happened. Was it self-defense? Or as the prosecution is saying, that Kyle was a vigilante. I think this video takes away from the story of vigilantism because he says, I'm a medic, I'm trained, I'm here to keep the peace. He comes off as docile. He's explaining to the reporter, and he invites the reporter to go along with him. So that part that you're showing right now, I think, shows him as a peaceful person who is there for the purpose of keeping that area safe.
Yeah, and Lisa, I'm really interested in this whole, this whole thing about the plastic bag. It makes me wonder what exactly Kyle Rittenhouse was thinking about that at that time, and did he feel like he was under attack? And so, I guess the question here will be whether or not his actions, were reasonable under the law. Do you have any opinions on that, even though he's a 17-year-old who's not allowed to legally possess this weapon?
Right. And we have to get in the mind of him and what he saw during this pursuit, during this attempt of what he perceived, and that's what we're hearing right now from the reporter, that he was going to take his weapon, he was going to disarm him. And then once he did that, what was he going to do with the weapon? So in those moments, everything does go quickly. And I know that as a police officer, when you're in a shoot or no shoot situation, what is your mindset? What is your process in that moment? And because we have that reporter and we also have the FBI video footage, the aerial footage that's been brought forward, now we can get a clearer picture of the proximity of everybody that's involved and the proximity of the players, the victim, and also the eyewitness and Kyle Rittenhouse.
You've been listening to Ryan Balch testify for the state in Kyle Rittenhouse's trial. He's discussing what he was doing that night. He's former military. He went down to Kenosha from West Bend to provide security, and that is when he met Kyle Rittenhouse and Dominic Black, the friend of his who purchased the gun for him, and another man. Lisa, you are ex-military, you're ex-law enforcement. So what are you making so far of what we're hearing from Ryan Balch, about traveling down there to kind of provide security? It's something we don't hear about very often.
No, you don't. And the climate at that time, because of all of the rioting that occurred based on that shooting, it was national news. And I think probably when he asked him, why did you decide to go there? He was asked to go down there and help protect the businesses. And I think anybody who served in the military kind of feels an obligation to protect our home front as well. And so property was being damaged. There were arsons. There were guns being fired by people who were not military, not police, and they were setting arsons and throwing bricks. So I think part of them feels it's a part of their obligation as an American, as a patriot, to do what they can to try and help that community.